What's going on there, everyone? Welcome back to the video from the Demon Overlord. As you can see, I got this lovely mat here just because, and my other little Army Peter mat. Today, we're going to be going over another miniature, and one that I think is going to be a great collection addition to anyone out there who loves their dragons, undead, or just amazing big boys that are premiumly skilled. Sort of opening, you will have your time. Easy. Just need a drink of my tea. Now, let's talk about the demographic it belongs to. The undead, specifically your zombies, your skeletons, your reanimated corpses. But what about the ones who reanimate those corpses? That's right, the necromancers, the liches, who are undead necromancers themselves. For instance, a Reaper Bones necromancer. So small, so tiny, so simple. We have the Golgari Swarm necromancer. At least I believe he's a necromancer or a lich. I could be wrong, but you know, controls that kind of stuff. We have Acerak from the Collector's series, which I had to modify, like I said before in an older video. We have the terrifying Citadel Black's large class Death Creep Lich, which could have possibly like shadow properties. We also have the terrifying and powerful Elhoon, the undead lich style version of a Mind Flayer trying to escape his control of the Elder Brain. And then we get to the top of the lich tier, in my opinion, for sure, the Dracolich. Now this is my blue Dracolich that I actually had from the, it's the Gravestorm Dracolich, but it is a blue Dracolich, obviously due to the horn, nonetheless. And this comes from the board game of Castle Ravenloft. If you haven't got that board game, I definitely recommend it, guys. You get this cool Dracolich. You also get like a zombie white dragon. You get a flesh golem, which is really cool. More like Frankenstein style, so a large class. And now these Dracoliches are awesome. But, you know, this is supposed to be an adult Dracolich because it's on a huge base. But compared to these other liches, he blows them out of the water. But wait, there is more. A lich that can blow all of these smaller liches away, making them look insignificant and inferior. Even the blue one. That's right. Today we're going to go over the premium from the Boneyard set. I've already done a review of a whole entire brick. Definitely check that video out, guys, if you want. We have the adult green Dracolich. And as you can see, an impressive miniature, nonetheless. Now, comparatively to its blue version brother, its box is a little bit smaller, but there's a reason to it. They are the same size body-wise. It's just the blue Dracolich has the wings sprawled out, the tail lengthened. It's in a flight stance with a lightning breath attack. Now, this one, though, the reason I went with the green Dracolich, and there's a reason to it, is I like the unique. I like the unorthodox because it's different. It's not your cut text, like textbook dry thing. Now, this blue Dracolich, don't get me wrong, he still looks awesome. I think I did a great job painting him. But here's one thing I gotta say, it's always a blue one. Every time you look up Dracolich, the blue Dracolich is the first to appear. You usually have to look up green Dracolich for a green dragon. So it's different, it's unique. And plus, since I already have a blue Dracolich, why would I want another blue Dracolich? I mean, at some point, maybe I'll get that blue. Maybe. Nah, probably not. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. The sort of opening. I think if I sharpen this thing, I'll probably even better. But does the job. Now, let's see. Where's your side box, or is it? Hold on. I gotta figure out which. Oh, okay, that's what it does. So it comes out the side here. I thought it came up the top, but I was wrong. Sort of opening, you've done your job. I relinquish it over there to the side. Okay. I'm just kind of being careful. I want to be careful with this box. I'm going to keep them in the box when this is all done for safety purposes, storages. Okay. Now, if you haven't seen my box, I did get the awesome Cyber-X in my booster brick, and if you want to check out that big bad, check it out. I also got some really awesome, lovely miniatures in that brick, to be surprising. Now, that fresh plastic smell of a brand new miniature to join the fold. Put this over here. And actually, let's take a quick look at the artwork on this box for the back. Very nice. Doesn't have any writing on it, which I thought was kind of sad. They didn't put any writing like they've done before to the premiums. One more, I need a quick little swig of tea. Okay. Now, gotta be very careful because I don't know how this thing is put together. I don't know if he's a single piece or if he's he is a single big bad. Excellent. I like that. Keep it there to keep him in later so I don't mess him up. Now let's, oh man, look at this big beefy boy. Look at him in my hand. He's just a beef. Even though he's not like fully blooded, like, you know, and all fleshed out. I love his design. Man, there's some epicness going on in this design sculpt. Wow. I mean, like, comparing him to my blue dragon right here, if we did, he's definitely got the size comparison beat. Like, he's, wow. Now that I've got him out of the box, I'm looking at him in person in my own hands. I love what's going on here. The bone detail, the ligaments that are on some of it, not all of it. Like, the rib caging looks correct. The claws of the hand look good. And the webbing that's slightly left over of sinew. And, oh, even the face looks cool. I actually thought part of his face was still there, but it's just the lower half of his jaw. That's, man, that is a gnarly looking beast. Well, let's put him on the rotating one here and take a look at him, shall we? Now here he is on my turntable, and as you can see, he has some impressive detail. Those large, lovely holed and frailed wings. We've got that awesome scalature going on, and the great thing is, it did exactly what happens when green dragons die. Green dragon scales, from their great luster green that they have, actually turns dark and gray and almost black gray in certain spots, and they can even get sometimes a little bit of a blue gray going on. When they die, they just gray out, and it's very prominent, and it has that feel, which is good. So it follows what the book says and different lore material for D&D stuff. And look at the ligaments. I love all the ligament pieces, the stretching, like those little bits of sinew left over. And the face, man, that face has such a beautiful thing. The only thing I think they could have done to make that face more terrifying, since it is a Dracolich, some green, glowing green, like those very, almost like a translucent green eye would have been great. Like a little tiny dot iris in there would have been, oh, that would have pushed it. Now, there's only one other thing I wish it had, because the blue Dracolich has the lightning. I wish this guy had some green smoke effect coming out of him. That would have been awesome. A little bit coming out of some of the rib cage parts, some on the back a little bit, leaking through the top of the rib cage. And then, like, you know, some coming out of the neck and the mouth on both sides. That would have pushed this miniature to even more epic proportions. Then it would be literally perfect. Then I could find nothing wrong with it. But as it is right now, I still find nothing wrong with it. I love the detail. I love the parts. I love this. Wizkids, you blew this out of the park. Man, this is like, when I get around to building my, like, great cabinetry for my stories minis, he's going to be in one of the best dragon spots. He'll be sitting next to my giant, colossal red dragon. He's just fantastic. He looks amazing. He feels amazing. Oh my goodness. I just can't get over it. I'm sorry. I'm such a fan of dragons. And even though this isn't a red dragon, which is my favorite species, this guy just looks great, though. I'm so glad I chose him over the blue Dracolich. The blue Dracolich look kind of simple and boring, but this is going to go on the board. Your players are going to stop, double, triple, heck, they might even quadruple take this thing and go, what is that? And it's like, you are all meeting your nightmare. Because blue Dracoliches actually make noise, unlike the regular Dracolich. Or, well, zombie dragons, I should say. Or skeletal dragons, which I wish D&D guys, if you're out there listening, Wizkids, can we get a stat block for those, please? Because so far I can only go off the 4th edition Draconomicon. Or, you know what? Wizkids, give us a Draconomicon for the 5th edition. Come on, we need one. But anyway, getting off that. Now, man, this miniature looks amazing. I mean, in a second here, I'm going to put some minis next to him, and we're going to see how he stacks up in scale next to some small, medium creatures and maybe a large creature. So, let's get to it. There we go. And just for lighting effect, I decided to give him a little bit of some green light just because this is the green dragon. And as you can see, the Alhoun, which is like a very powerful lich creature, since it's got the great power of a mind flare, but the also power of a spellcaster and the lich. And then we have the Death Creep Lich being a large lich, so a little bit more powerful and amazing. As you can see, he dwarfs them. He makes them look insignificant and unnecessary. Considering the intelligence of a Dracolich, and heck, the most powerful dragon of all time is theorized to be a Dracolich, who right now is trying to create the Mordenkainen's breath effect, which, once he does, the world of magic will never be the same. But as you can see, he's just so impressive. I had to give him his own green lights. In reality, the battle would be on, and he would most likely tear these guys asunder with his terrifying rage. Now, what do I think of this miniature, though? In truth, this guy looks fantastic. I know I just keep gushing on how amazing it is, but man, I love the creativity Wizkids are doing. Like, and the base on him looks good. They didn't just simply slap a huge base that he'd be over the sides of easy. They put him on a technically gargantuan base with the secondary ring inside. Now, honestly, you could easily use this as a gargantuan Dracolich and just save yourself the trouble of trying to always think, no, not technically reaching his ring, whatever. But I did also notice this, and I wanted to cover this actually as well. I noticed that D&D is kind of changing the size of dragons. Like, they're changing what dragon is technically equivalent to the size. Like, the old large dragons, like from Tyranny of Dragons and such, are being classified almost as a, like, too small to be a young dragon, but I kind of see it more as, like, that's the young dragon in its youth, like, right, fresh young dragon. It's like it just left wormling form. And then, like, you know, the one that we see in the sets from Fangs and Talons, or any of the newer sets that are come out with their own green dragons, the new dragons like that, I feel those are going to be the dragons that are right on the cusp of becoming full adult. Like, and I mean, like, they're in the what's called sub-adult stage before young, which is like a teenager, and then sub-adult, and then you have full adult. And then now you have like this full adult green Dracolich, which really should just be on a gargantuan base. I mean, goodness gracious, should just be there. But, like, you know, we'll say he's like on the cusp of going into gargantuan territory. Now, don't get me wrong, none of these are going to defeat the Colossal Red Dragon as far as I know, but we never know with Wizkids and Wizards of the Coast. They are really stepping up and just really blowing other competition out of the water for miniatures. Like, man, the great thing is they can still compete with these 3D printers by making these amazing miniatures. And the price, I got this for $52.99. That's a great price for a great premium of this quality, of this skill, of this beautiful make and creation. Man, as you can see, he looks cool there standing next to an Elhoon or a Lich of another kind, maybe as an ally, or maybe he's the big boss and they're kind of like, you know, his subservience. Man, this Lich is just, this beautiful draconian beast is just so incredible. I love it. Well, let's get back to the final thoughts. Just kidding. Now, final thoughts of this big bad. What do I think of him? Well, he has great profile. He's slight space saving, which is always good to make him fit more likely inside of a special shelf or a special, like one of those glassed in boxes. If you put him inside like one of those glassed in shelves, he'll fit more likely in there. These wings look amazingly great detailing. I love the hole pattern going in. The tail is great. The tail is a little bit movable, but you know, it goes underneath his claw, which makes it a little tighter fit, so it's not likely to break. I mean, the materials on it, his upper claws on his wings are pretty solid. The spikes are pretty bendy, which is good, so they're going to take a little bit of a movement. The head is pretty solid, but god dang, those like teeth in his face. Like, this is literally, guys, if you're looking for a cool big time premium miniature to start with, I could recommend this. This is awesome. If you're a fan of dragons, I definitely recommend this because it's a Dracolich. It's a dragon, but it's got the powers of a Lich, and it makes normal Liches like any of these Liches here, even the blue Dracolich, which looks, as you can see, tiny in comparison, but of course it was from Ravenloft, very old board game comparatively. This thing is definitely going to be the attention grabber on your board. You're going to set this down, and your players are going to go, Humana, what? You just wanted to kill us all off. Well, at least you're going out in style to something of this cool, epic level. Such a beautiful, beautiful creature. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for getting this far in the video. I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, please do so. It helps the channel out more than you know, and it helps make this thing more prevalent to get out there for more people. If you also enjoy my video, guys, make sure to smash that like button with a ton of smashes. Make sure we get it out there so more people can see these awesome things I'm bringing and reviewing and telling you what I think of them. Sorry, I'm just so awed when I look at this beautiful creation. As for my artistic and my love of miniatures, this thing is hitting all the bars. It's a solid, I'm going to jump ahead. Solid 5 stars. I would 5-star this all day long. The price right now is not bad for it. The availability is not bad for it. People aren't scalping it because the availability is good, which is awesome. And you know what? If you want to get one for your hands or for a friend of yours who might be just a big fan of undeads or something like that, I recommend definitely giving this a look. More than the blue one because, A, it's unique. How many times do you hear, I summon a green Dracolich? Most people look at you and go, but isn't it the blue Dracolich? No, just a type of Dracolich. I mean, yeah, I'm wondering if at some point Wizkids will eventually make a colored variant of Dracolich for all the colors. A white one, a black one, a red one. Heck, even some, I don't think actually, sorry, you can't get them for metallics because metallics good nature makes them supposedly abhorrent to it. So, but it'd be cool to see at least one metallic dragon get, like maybe a copper or something, a little bit more on the tainted side. Get a quick shot of the back just to show you that, like what I meant there. It would be really cool. Now, like I said, the only thing I'd really love for Wizkids to do when they make maze like this, give them some spell effects. Because the blue Dracolich has it, I feel he got a little bit shafted. He didn't get a cool little bit of some like translucent green puff coming out of the side there. Similar to like the living spells, like the old living spell of the toxic cloud. It would have made it cool. They made a green little bit coming out of the sides of the mouth, or like a little bit farther in the mouth, like maybe a little bit forward in the jaw, one in the more in the back corner. And like the green eyes would have been cool, like green little pupils to just have them inside the skull. And then like having the some of it seep out through those backs rib cage pieces you saw, and then some side rib caging here, and then maybe a little bit in the neck. I think that would have really pushed this miniature to just the perfect level. There would have been nothing to make it better. This already on its own is perfect, but that spell effect would have covered all the possible problems or any problem with it. There's nothing I can find wrong with it. I know normally I can find something wrong. Nothing. Size is great. Profile is great. The ergonomics, or it's the fact of how, like, you know, space saving it is without having wings that just stretch up forward just for the sake of no reason, and making a snag zone if you want to reach around or reach over, or easy to grab and move him. Like, it's just hits all the bars. This guy is amazing. I recommend, guys, 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. Wizkids, you knocked it out of the park. Wizards of the Coast, you knocked it out of the park with this design. All of that designing is amazing. It's a beautiful miniature, a great piece to add to my collection. Anyway, guys, like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. I definitely recommend so, and I definitely appreciate. Make sure you smash that like button. If you have any comments, guys, don't be afraid to throw them in there. Doesn't have to even be a comment or a question. Throw it in there. I love hearing back from my community. It makes me feel a little bit more like, hey, they got something to say. I like it. It's always good to get a dialogue going. So, anyway, guys, have a great one. I'll see you next time, and have a good day.